advised, Pedro's about halfway to the crash site from Dick Lake. We're holding position.
Contact front, contact front.
Okay, so mission today is we've got a Strike Eagle that got shot down near Hatay. Both pilots ejected safely. They are in a tree line kind of on the east side of the Hatay Valley. Our mission, first and foremost, is to go in there and make sure that we both get all these pilots out of there alive. So there's sort of two parts to that mission. One, we have to keep the pilots alive until like the choppers and rescue assets are able to get to them. So there are quite a few vehicles and enemy personnel inside the valley that are patrolling around, attempting to locate the aircrew. So we just need to make sure that first and foremost we keep the pilots alive long enough for everybody to for the rescue assets to make it to them. The secondary objective is the Strike Eagle crash site itself is still intact. We know that the aircrew fucked up, didn't do their job, and did not wipe the classified media on board the crash site before they punched out. So one of our secondary objectives is to first get to the crash site and recover the classified media. That will be done by Pedro, which is the PJ simulated M113's team. If for whatever reason we're not able to reach the crash site or get to the media and for whatever reason, the pilots are absolutely priority. We can always just destroy the crash site with the media still on board for partial credit. But full points for mission completion is recover classified media. Pedro recovers classified media from the crash site first, then we destroy it, and we get both pilots back to our friendly lines alive. If for whatever reason, again, we get overwhelmed and we just need to blow up the crash site and get out of there, we'll just get partial points for that. The pilots are simulated by a pair of these awesome high model count M4 infantrymen in the editor. They are located at waypoint 5 for all the fixed wing flights and waypoint 2 for all of the rotor wing flights. Objectives, we kind of went over this. First and foremost is keep the pilots alive and recover them. Second is the recovering the classified media or destroying the crash site as briefed. So this is kind of the stand of trees the pilots are located in. How the rescue mechanic works is any of our transport choppers, so either our Hueys or our Chinooks, will load the simulated PJ team in, Pedro, which is an M113, into their cargo bay, and they'll drop them off, and the M113, which will be me, the player driving the M113, will drive up to the pilots, and I'll shoot a green flare to trigger the script to, pick up the pilots. Once the pilots are picked up inside of the vehicle, then the choppers can come in and extract the PJ team, and if they make it back to spawn, the MASH alive, then that's mission success there. Already went over this. Crash site, so it looks like. Strike Eagle, busted down, middle of field. Already some bad guys sniffing around it, so we'll need to sanitize the area here first before Pedro is able to go in there and clear that up. All of our transport pilots are familiar with how CTLD works. You guys can review these slides on your own. It's fairly straightforward how you pick up and drop off the M113s. Cool. Let me pull up this map. Some of the stuff might make a little more sense to you if you see it on paper. Okay, so all of our fixed wing stuff spawns down here at Basal al-Assad. There's a takeoff order slide that I'll get to here in a second, but you guys should all be tuned in on 118.1 as your default freak there. Just checking out your flight leaders and make sure you're coordinating with your guys like scenario airfield stuff when you guys are departing. The choppers, all of the choppers spawn up here at the MASH. Pedro is a series of 4 M113, so there's one M113 per transport aircraft that we've got slotted. That just spawns right in front of the tents here where you can rearm. So each helicopter will have to pick up, one M113 each. So everybody's got, one PJ team on. And then I will just, since I'm the only guy slotted in that role, I'll just command all of them. Once the transport choppers have picked up the PJ team, we're going to proceed northeast up here. In this valley, the expected threat picture is any built-up settlements are expected to be, or anticipated to be under enemy control. Most of the threats in the valley are nothing bigger than like a Dishka, like 12, or the BRDM's like 14 millimeter gun. Mostly a lot of 7.62 and small arms stuff is dotted throughout this this valley. There are quite a few just dismounted insurgents on technicals roaming around the valley who are also trying to locate these pods before we do. There's 2 significant enemy buildups that everybody should be aware of. Here at Hatay Airfield itself, which is also bullseye for all flights, there's a significant AAA and manpad presence. So just be careful if you find yourself over Hatay. Just be on the lookout for manpad launches and some pretty nasty AAA, mostly consisting of S60 and other flak units. The same thing goes for the large town of Rashanali, if my Arabic is correct. There's also spotted manpad sightings and heavy AAA here in the city to the east of the pilots. Most of the threats within the rest of the valley, again, just consist of the previously briefed threats of small arms and mounted technicals. Throughout the valley, additionally, there are some larger buildups of enemy troops. There are these sort of insurgent outposts that consist of mortar teams, and a lot of times it includes a single ZU-23. These are kind of littered throughout the valley in random locations as well, and they will start bordering Pedro if they're dismounted, and if they have line of sight on them. So for the A-10s and the F-16s, this is sort of my primary target that I would like you guys to concentrate on. Is I would like Sauron to sort of sanitize the whole valley and scrub the valley for these kind of large troop formations where it's a lot of bad guys in one spot instead of dispersed single infantrymen like in towns and stuff like that, because these big outposts are perfect targets for the CBU-105s as they're modeled in DCS. So my sort of intent for the FAC-A is to find these large troop concentrations and direct the F-16s to use their fancy CBU-105s on them. Yeah, let's see. Oh, additionally, there's sort of a time constraint on the mission here. There are enemy reinforcements that are moving into the valley along 2 major axes of advance. There's a northern lane here that consists of quite a few convoys of vehicles that are proceeding to the pilot's position. And there's also a southern lane where the same thing is going on. These convoys increase kind of in difficulty the longer it takes us to get to the pilots. This is the primary tasking for our Hornets, is to go out and use their GMT to scan along both of these lanes and interdict these convoys before they reach the valley and the pilot's location. So the more vehicles that the Hornets let kind of slip through on these 2 lanes, just the more difficult life gets for the CAS assets inside of the valley itself. So that's our primary tasking for the Hornets. Other threats, there are SAMs deeper east into Aleppo, or into Syria. The closest one is at Aleppo. It's an SA-6. Basically, if you stay over the valley, there's no expected long-range big-digit SAM threat. Just if you find yourself wandering really far east into Syria, and you start getting spiked by some sort of big SAM system, you're out of position. The Syrians do have a contingent of MiG-21s and MiG-29s, but it's not expected that they will be able to sally out. So they just have no night flying or night vision capability. Additionally, there are some. We know that the Syrian ISIS folk have a limited stock of Mi-8 and other helicopters that they may use to try and locate and get to the pilots before we do. So if it looks like an Mi-8 and you're sure it's not a Chinook, make it dead. Cool. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything. We'll kind of work over some of our deconfliction plans maybe in the flight briefs, but the overall intent is that the choppers will pick up Pedro as a group, and then they'll all depart as one giant like super flight towards the northeast. The attack choppers, the escorts will be out in front, and then we'll have the transport choppers lagging behind. There's a comm ladder here that you guys can review in your flight briefs. It includes laser codes. All this stuff should be pre-set up for you in the mission editor, but if it's not for whatever reason, my apologies. Like this is the way your laser codes tack in and your flight comp should be set. There's a few contracts we'll go over real quick. Broken Arrow is a call from Pedro that's like, dude, shit's fucked. We are getting absolutely wrecked out here. I don't care what you're doing. If you're a Hornet out in a northern lane or you're an A-10 wherever, like buster to Pedro's position and provide some emergency casts to keep us alive. Uppies is the call for Pedro to request just a pickup from Jolly or Sandy, and then insert will just be like, hey, insert here at this location. Chill out is a call that any cast asset can yell at Pedro that we just need you to hold position wherever you're at. To stop advancing in whatever direction you're going. We're just not getting a warm and fuzzy about what threats are in front of you, and we just want you to hold position. Nursing is an informative call by Pedro that just says, hey, we've got the pilots, we've loaded them on board. That's just more informative, so the whole package knows like where we're kind of progressing. Clandestine is a call that says Pedro has recovered the classified media from the crash site. And then Alamo, I'll be the authority for that, is a call for any asset. I'll try my best to say like, hey, Alamo, you know, Sauron 1 or something, and that's me telling Sauron 1 to go blow up the crash site. And then Miller Time is our call for missions over, everybody go home. The last thing that I just remembered to brief is I'm going to go over kind of the overall flow that the choppers are going to take into and out of the AO. So the general flow for the choppers is we're going to proceed northeast here. We're going to do our best to avoid this large town and any sort of big towns. All the fixed wing have a waypoint here on this suspiciously penis-shaped lake that we've named.
Is the rotary wing as well?
You did not. We'll have to figure it out. I did not add that last second. So, but I can help navigate for you guys. It's a fairly pronounced penis-shaped lake on the map. So we haven't had trouble finding it in previous missions, but. Our plan is choppers are all going to depart. We're going to insert the Pedro team here at Dick Lake. Pedro is going to proceed on foot, in air quotes, north towards the crash site first. And the escorts are going to do their best to sanitize threats between Dick Lake and the crash site in front of Pedro. At this time, the first priority that I'd like for Sauron and the A10s and the F-16s to do is to get eyes on the pilot's position and make sure that we've always got one eye on the pilots, making sure that they're staying alive and we're shooting anything that's coming in to blast the pilots. So I'm going to put that responsibility primarily on Sauron to make sure that I know you're going to be trying to scan the valley for threats, but just please make sure you've got, you know, waypoint 5, you know, dialed in, and you keep snapping your targeting pod back to it every once in a while to make sure the pilots are doing okay. Same thing for my A10s. I'd like you guys to buster and establish over waypoint 5, and that'll be your primary anchor point for keeping the pilots alive. And then as needed, Pedro will call for CAS, like, hey, like I need a gun run on this town or whatever like that. But I want your primary concern and like if you don't know what you should be doing, the place you always return to and anchor at that you should be looking at is waypoint 5 where the pilots are. Does that make sense for Sauron and my hogs?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. And then Vipers, same thing. Head over to the AO and then check in with Sauron. You guys should have the same interflight comm. You guys should both be on 256. And you guys will just, you know, any questions?
What are the waypoints for the helicopters?
There is only, and sorry, Semi, I just didn't update this. There's only one waypoint on the crash site is waypoint 1 for the choppers, and then a waypoint 2 on the pilots.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, and I can navigate for you guys. Like the choppers are going to be all gaggle fucked all together, so I can navigate you guys towards Dick Lake if that's an issue.
What do we know about that southwest position at Antea?
This is just, it's a large town, and as briefed, any large town is assumed under enemy control. So just assume if you're flying over or near like a big urban area, there's going to be dudes with AKs in the windows shooting out at you. So the largest cities in this.
Sandy 2 have loaded up troops, waiting for Sandy 1. He had some connection issues.
Voodoo Pedro, you're clear to depart. Follow Warrior 1 out to the east.
So.
Go ahead and take off with the rest of them. I will catch up.
Warriors diverting from the valley and making our way uphill, 76 knots. Warrior offsetting track 10 degrees to the east to avoid a small town up ahead. Pedro copies. Sandy 1 is back in formation.
Nice.
Warrior Jolly, I'll take those cords if you want them, or if it's not a factor, we can just leave it be. Stand by for relay.
Anti-aircraft fire up ahead.
Hog 1, nicknamed aircraft fire checking.
Chuckles Warrior looking for track to Dick Lake.
Warrior heading of 047 direct to Dick Lake.
047. Pedro, Jolly.
Go.
Stream below me leads right to Dick Lake.
That's correct.
Hawk 1, Mud 6030.
Be advised we have a convoy of 6 vehicles coming from the southern lines. Slash 02 is gonna start engaging.
Jolly, Warrior, you're out in front and high on Warrior flight. Oh, ships. Jolly flight slowing down. No, don't do that, you're coming into me. Maintain altitude and do something else. Jump.
Hey, Pedro, is Hawk good to start prosecuting targets vicinity of the pilot?
Hawk, Pedro, you're clear to prosecute any targets in the valley.
Hawk, thanks.
Sandy, same thing, you're offset left from Warrior. All of you guys are getting real scary close here.
Sandy copies, we're gonna do a right-hand turn, full 360 degrees.
Package has arrived at Dick Lake.
I'm on your 6, anyone?
Copy that, that's what they don't Jolly, request going person at the very north shore of the lake there, followed by 2.
Jolly copies all.
Special on Stinger, sir.
Sandy is in the back on the formation as well. Yeah, again. Sandy, Pedro, good, follow Jolly in and insert on the north side of the lake there. Sandy copies, following,
On 2, defensive, SA6, clear 5.
following them in.
Hawk 1, rifle.
See if we can find a good spot to land next to Pedro. Sorry, Jolly.
Copy.
Warrior's getting set up on the north side of Dick Lake, and we're going to start observing the target area.
Contact right, Sandy and Jolly.
Pedro.
Hey, Pedro, I'm contact with that 66.
Okay, asking to the east. Hawk, Pedro, you got stepped on.
Hey, Pedro, I'm contact with that 66 site that's engaging us. Do you want me to send coordinates, or you good?
Hawk, you got coordinates on that SA6 site?
Hey. Ready to your rifle. Let me know if you're ready to turn around.
Negative, Hawk, I don't have anything to deal with that. You're gonna have to deal with this combined convoy
Want us to engage?
negative.
Ready to splash BRDM. We we are egressing to the west, inbound for another attack.
Pedro, Jolly.
Go.
Can you get out of my tail rudder, please?
Oh shit, did it drive into it?
Yes.
Oh shit, Petro, ah! Petro just came to Sandy 1.
Sandy, Jake, AAA, right? 3 o'clock.
Sandy 1 and 2 is on the ground.
Off to the left, high caliber AAA, splash, 1 by Watchtower and 1 by Purity. That's tracers from the east-northeast.
2, take off and join the rotation.
I need to check something really quick.
Voodoo Warrior, you see these tracers? Standing by.
Sandy 2 is off the ground.
Yep, so gentlemen, please let the Voodoos prosecute these targets and we'll let you know when the path is clear. High caliber AAA, Voodoo 1 call, tally.
Copy that. Evading.
Two from 1, say again.
I'm evading, I said.
Jolly Warrior, push 265. Call us up, please.
All flights be advised, Pedro is inserted at Dick Lake and we're holding position.
Jolly Warrior, push 265 and call us up, please.
Voodoo 2 tally, AAA, rifle 10 seconds.
Jolly Warrior, how copy?
Voodoo 2 splash. Hot one right.
Sandy Warrior, push 265 and call us up, please.
Two 6-5, copy.
Alright, all players reference message admin.
All players be advised, pilots are dead. We're still going to proceed to the crash site and try to secure that.
Choose on the ground. Jolly, choose on the deck.
Copy, Jelly, you're clear to take back off. It was a simulated pickup of Warrior.
Jolly, 2 copies.
Jelly, Sandy, go ahead and take an orbit on the north side of Dick Lake there. Pedro is Oscar Mike to the north. We're going to pull to this next hill and drain on the Dick Valley.
North side of Dick Lake, Sandy 2, copy. Okay, this is Sandy 2. I can see a flare being shot up. Anyone need a pickup?
Hot 1 rifle.
Negative, Sandy. Continue to orbit.
Hawk 1, moving west to try to locate that MA8. Hawk 2, continue cross-city convoy.
Pedro, be advised, ground fire coming from you and front.
Be firm, and Voodoo 2 is overhead, Pedro visual. Pedro, use extreme caution. Multiple fixed man pads blocking your path to the crash site.
Copy. Pedro tallies at AAA to our north.
Voodoo 2 working.
Charlie 2 has eyes on crash site.
Voodoo 2 is capture watchtower.
2,
Guns.
Sandy 1.
Voodoo 2 splash
Are you
watchtower off.
at the lake?
All flights be advised, Pedro's about halfway to the crash site from Dick Lake. We're holding position.
Contact front, contact front.
Holy Christ, look at those traces.
Voodoo, you're taking fire. There's some green tracers coming from your west over there.
Voodoo 2, A firm off.
Hello, Sandy 1. Sandy 1, be advised, there's a lot of enemies in the area, so don't fly too far.
Copy that. I have eyes on. I'm just doing a secure orbit, I guess. Careful orbit.
Yeah, I took some fire,
It is overhead, Pedro.
got a couple of hits, but my chopper is fine.
Let's shoot it.
Yeah, I noticed the group shooting at you.
Voodoo 2 is in overhead.
Voodoo 1 rifle, combat. Northeast.
Voodoo 2 has sanitized threats north of Pedro's position, approximately 8 clicks, all attrited, sanitizing follow-ons and northwest.
Copy. Pedro's on the move, then we're heading north towards crash site.
Pedro, continue. Voodoo 2, tally watchtower directly west, prosecute.
Voodoo 1 in AAA, tower team combat.
1 continue, 2 is off.
Ooh, look at the fireworks.
Voodoo 2 slash 1 by watchtower to the west.
Jolly caution, there's some, we got some right tracers coming from our north there.
Voodoo 1 check tower off left. Left back.
Voodoo 2 is in west.
Jolly caution, got some AAA coming up from your south there.
Voodoo 2, guns, BRDM to the west-northwest.
Fire's coming from the MSR to the south.
Voodoo 2, splash BRDM. Tara, let Hog know if get close
Sandy 1, contact behind you.
Is visual, Pedro.
Pedro copies, we're only about halfway there. I'm heading away from the threat. That's maybe about 2 or 3 more minutes before we reach the site.
Charlie 2 is lost, need bearing check.
Falcon, Slasher, be advised there's a convoy coming from the north. It's pretty close towards the front side.
Hawk, searching.
Charlie 2, turn 281 for 4 miles to regroup with the Pedro.
Chinook, no more.
Hawk, you're right.
Say again for Jolly 2, say again for Jolly 2.
Jolly, turn 281 for 4 miles.
281 for 4 miles, copy.
Contact left, contact left.
See, Jolly Pedro, I'm shooting some green flares.
Man, everything is just shooting at us here.
Yeah, they're starting to scramble around us, and our door gunners are useless, so...
Yeah.
One in BRDM, west.
Pedro, I got a cavity post for you.
Set up for Hawk.
Hawk, Pedro is lassoing. Call contact on me.
Pedro, stand by.
Crash site. Voodoo, Pedro, I got contact on 2 Vics head north on the Sparkle. They're currently firing. Northwest of my position, just southwest of the crash.
Good hits on the convoy.
Sandy Flight is hanging over Pedro.
Whoever is prosecuting those movers, good effects, continue.
That's Buddha 1.
I got that MI8. I've got 2 more Vics moving on my Sparkle towards my posit. They're currently firing at us.
Hawk 2, are you contact that? Hawk 2, prosecute those once you get contact.
Block. Alright, switching back to right hand.
We're still moving towards it.
Visual green flare. Pedro, Voodoo 2 is VID on multiple packs and Vics in the vicinity of the crash site itself. Say game plan for sanitizing it.
We'll let the Hog sanitize it as best they can, and then we'll pick up the scraps.
Okay, copy, sir. Just to be clear, this is Vics and packs within 50 dozens of feet of the crash site. It sounds like Hog is going to take out all the AAA at the airfield.
Copy. Hog, Pedro, what's where are you currently engaging?
Hogs are still sorting them out.
Voodoo, you're clear to engage those Vics if you still have munitions. Otherwise, I can get somebody else on it.
Okay, can I have the commander's initials for this one? This is like really close.
You got him.
Hell yeah, FUK. Copy. FUK initials attacking.
Craft available to hit targets around the crash site. Jolly, what do you got to your west there? That's kind of close to us.
Charlie has a roadblock nearby that AI gunners are engaging.
Okay. Hog flights are on. Do you have somebody engaging to hit targets near the crash site?
Hog, send against Sparkle at airfield.
What is your high cover crash site?
Hog 1/2 by AAA, continue attack. Pedro, Jolly, anyone left on the ground?
there for target site with guns. Gunners not seeing anyone.
Hog flight, Sora. All flights, Pedro is clandestine.
Hog rifle 10-7.
Jolly.
Jolly, we're gonna pull south a little bit to get out of the frag pattern for the crash site, then we'll get a pickup.
Jolly, copy call.
52, copy Alamo crash site. Pedro, call crash site clear.
Copy that, stand by, not clear. Sorry, Pedro, disregard that Alamo call. Have one of the Apaches take it. Sorry, copy.
Sure, Hog.
Go.
Hog, I believe we've killed all the heavy AAA vicinity, the Hay airfield. One U-27 still up as a F kill. Hogs are low weapon state RTB.
Voodoo, we're clear. You can check the crash site. Sandy and Jolly, we're requesting upbeats so we can start getting out of here. Sandy copies.
Jolly, copy.
All flights be advised, Pedro is exfilling from the crash site now. Expect a Miller time shortly. Pedro, Voodoo 1. Go.
Did you have some intentions for us to blunt the
Voodoo, say again for Pedro.
Pedro, Voodoo, understand you want us to destroy the Eagle.
That's correct, destroy the Eagle. Sandy, you're clear to depart southeast to Dick Lake. Take a heading of 156 for 8 miles. Sandy copies heading for Dick Lake and then RTB. Right, let's go to Dick Lake and then back home. Status. We don't have a fourth chopper for him.
Hog, call RTB, all AAA rings down, City airfield.
Move to in east to west crash site, confirm clear. Sorry, had a little emergency.
32 in east to west crash site, confirm clear.
Crash site's clear.
Dude, attack.
Dangerously low on fuel.
Copy that. I have no idea what my fuel state is, but it's probably worse than yours.
I have like 400 pounds left.
Alright, let's get you in for landing as well.
Yeah, I'm getting low fuel warnings all the time now.
Yeah. Sandy Flight is declaring an emergency. Sandy 2 is danger low on fuel and will come in for the quickest possible landing at home plate. Copy, you're clear. There's no one else there but you. Sandy Flight copies.
package, hammer